a couple of songs that I have no idea what they're saying, but my words are just as entertaining. And I can't not, now that, I mean, I know what the words are, the real ones, but, my misheard words pop into my brain first.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine this isn't what's happening here.
Yeah.
You think you hear something because you're distracted doing something else, and then that's all you can hear.
Well, the 800 number that is like the customer service line for the product shut itself down. I think they had, because there's reports from both the United States and Canada.
Oh, that's just people hearing.
So you think it's?
It's more than likely a bunch of crap. I mean, I suppose. I mean,
though, somewhere in the history of toy manufacturing.
Oh, I'm sure that somebody done. It's going through that. They were, you got your disgruntled employer, or this or that, or it's going through there, or you're messing around with a prototype and you hit the wrong button. Speaking, and the wrong thing goes in. But I mean, if it was certainly would have, I doubt it though. I mean, it takes so many things, so many steps along the way.
Yeah.
Before it goes out there, to have that happen, that one didn't run across where someone said, "Oh my God, I hit the rock." I mean, because if it really was saying something, it's not like, I think it's, this thing's a load of crap.
And I'm so sophomoric. I find this.
I do. Yeah.
So I thought this was interesting. There's a new study that comes out of the journal Nature Neuroscience, but because of the way that this can affect employees from an employer standpoint, both Forbes and the International Business Times have written stories based on this research. There's a new hangover out there, and your employees can be substance free and still be suffering from what? An emotional hangover that can harm productivity, affect future experiences. Isn't that called life? Like we learn shit and we do things differently? I don't know.
Let's see, that would be exhaustion. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, honestly, I don't know anyone that hasn't stayed up too long finishing a book or watching a movie or talking with someone. You just wake up the next morning feeling like shit, and there was no substances involved. It's called lack of sleep. Mm-hmm. Regardless of how you got to the lack of sleep, it's the lack of effing sleep.
Well, you check out the link that's going to be on the Great Northern Sexcast Facebook page and look at how certain events leave actual emotional memories, and they can verify it by taking pictures of the brain. And they said you can see this in the amygdala, the hippocampus, and the medial temporal lobe, and where these emotional memories are created and stored. And that they're now saying that this is the next thing that we need to be looking at for real.
What? So you can tell someone they have.
You have an emotional hangover. Take an Alka-Seltzer. I don't know.
What the hell are you supposed to do with the information?
Unclear.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they're worried about it. Because you know what, Colleen? We need stuff to worry about, right? Life isn't hard enough.
Well, they're probably trying. Yeah, I suppose it's going through there. How are you gonna check to make sure your employees get 8 hours of sleep and didn't have a fight with their spouse the night before? For God's sakes,
right?
Jesus. Sorry.
So no, you're fine. I want to talk about Teledildonics because we keep talking about, oh my God, these incredibly advanced robot sex dolls that are coming out that are like 10 to 15.
Do you know what we unpacked yesterday?
What?
Really, 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 really gorgeous high-end doll that's going to be down at our Burnsville store.
Really?
How big is it? I would say it's a little under 5 feet, probably 4'8", 4'10", and we had to find clothes for it. We were going to try and do an unboxing video, but the thing is so sort of. It's really one of the prettiest things I've ever seen. When you own it, it was a little creepy because it was like a naked person in a box.
Really?
So we decided that it was too creepy. But when we took it out and do all this, it comes in a blonde, brunette, and they'd be by the end of the week, it should be on display at a Burnsville store, and it has a pretty hefty price tag on it. It's a $4,000 doll, but it's called the Love Doll, LUV, and certainly. You can't choose. We'll have pictures you can see at the other stores that we're getting that signage together. But, we cracked it up out of the box. It was like, I was like, Michael was like, did you touch the tits? And I'm like, they're really. I said, I have my own boobs. If I want to grab boobs, I have some. I look down. But I did reach down because it was still red, and I touched the leg, and it's really soft, and it's bendable. And it was the prettiest face I've ever seen on any doll or masturbation device ever. It was beautiful. I mean,
now, will this one be for sale itself, or is this display only
no,
and you order it?
This is display, and we will have 2 in the store.
Okay.
So there will be 2 available. And, it's sort of the display box is sort of like a big doll box, like a Barbie doll box or something like that. We're putting that together. And it was just fascinating. They came in and we're looking at it, and I'm like, this is really, it was one of the, I'm like, I don't know whether, and I'm like, this is fascinating.
Well,
it's just so
have you guys
pretty.
ever sold anything that high end yet?
We have sold $1,000 dolls.
Okay.
But we have never sold a $4,000 doll.
Okay,
so we just said a gift.
shoppers.
And like I said, it'd be down at the Burnsville location by the end of the week. And we'll have information and pictures probably on the Fantasy Gifts page and the Burnsville, Fantasy Gifts page, so that folks can, check it out. But like I said, we did the unboxing, and it was just a little too lifelike. We're like, okay. No, we post this that people are going to think something bad happened, so we didn't.
Like a body.
Yeah, and then it made me look, because I was watching an episode of Bones in which they had robot sex dolls, or wanted to put artificial intelligence in it, and I'm like, I wonder if this was the doll, because they had one. We just had a Bones episode, for Pete's sake.
Oh my God!
And now I've got them in my garage, and it's going out to the store.
I'm shocked because every week we're seeing more and different stories about robotics making its way into not only the toys, but actual,
this
robots.
one does not speak. They haven't gone there yet, no.
Good to know. And that, do you have to pay extra? The ones that talk are cheaper, probably? No, I'm just kidding. There's a conference, an international conference for Teledildonics, which is all things robot and sexual is the new term. And London University is hosting this. So top academics in the field of robotics and human-computer interaction are coming together in Southeast London to discuss the future of artificial sex, is what they're calling it. So Teledildonics is the new name. And they've got actual, people with serious letters behind their names discussing this. And then that said, there's a really interesting story. We'll put the link up. But the Daily Star over in Britain, they had a single gal named Carly Scortino, do a session with a male sex doll. We always hear about them being female, but this was one within. She says, oh my gosh, it's almost as real as human. And it had a really great penis.
Oh,
20 minutes with this 5'9", 5,000 pound doll. So that's about $7,000 US probably, I'm guessing. And she said, this doll is 100% silicone. The penis was incredibly lifelike, and it was almost indistinguishable from a real one. And she said there's even real pubic hair on it, where did that come from? Ew.
No, we were discussing this in the office when we got the dolls, and I'm like, honestly, I mean, if someone, people need a sexual release.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's pretty high in masturbation. Some people do, there are folks that develop feelings for their, their high-end dolls and stuff like that. But I suppose, but it's never going to be everyone. And you've got some folks, and if this is where they're psychologically wired to be, that if they're having a hard time out there in the real world, why not? It doesn't particularly. You're not harming a car, or it's a doll.
You're not screwing the grill of a van.
I'm saying is that, if this is, it really, it's a truly private thing. There's no one that there's you're not out there doing unconsent things. Or just stuff like that, or you're just going through there, and folks have had. Folks have. When you're kids, you have a blanket that you really like, or you have a talisman when you're older, or something like that, or comfort things. I suppose if you're having, it's another aspect of that. I'm sure that, like I said, my guess is that there's going to be, 47 seminars on exactly this topic at this event.
There will be. And now here's another term to throw into this in addition to teledildonics, another term that's, making its way into this whole thing, avatar porn. And there's a company out there now called Hologirls, and this is kind of a combination between robotic and virtual reality sex. And they are saying that by the end of the decade, this is going to be common.
If they can figure out how to do some of the stuff, I've put on a few of these glasses, and they make me motion sick as hell.
Do they?
So
I haven't tried it.
Not, I put on someone's glasses and was just looking at a 3D picture of them in like Paris. And I was like, get it off. Yeah, it did not work for me. But always, we went from, the $2.99, muscle massager in the, in the 50s, that lovely picture in the back of a magazine with someone holding, this, woman holding that little vibrator on her neck. It's just totally, absurd to, to $4,000 to $10,000 dolls. But honestly, it's, they're the same things.
Yeah,
they really are.
Okay.
From a Model T to a what are the Teslas or something.
Okay.
These are just the Tesla of sex toys.
Okay. Well, we'll see how it goes. So teledildonics and avatar porn. And the last thing I want to leave you with is, and I'm sorry if anybody is offended by this, but you know how when somebody doesn't speak a language and they get the gist of what's, and trust me, I do this in Spanish all the time because I'm so badly out of practice and I crack people that I'm speaking Spanish with up by doing things like this. But this was a story I was reading about funny things that have been said during sex. And this one guy says, because I guess he's like Russia. Oh, Alushka, I'm arriving. Now, come on. You know what? There's a little fanfare to that.
No, that works.
I like it.
So works.
That's going to be my new one. I'm arriving. I would so much rather arrive than come. Come is so... Yeah,
Well, you can. If you're really good at rolling your R's, think about it, arriving. I can't. I'm not doing it. It's so much better. It's. I think it sort of works with it more than the harshness of the word coming.
Yeah. Coming indicates, just, stopping by for a beer, whereas if you arrive,
you're there.
I've arrived.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, on that...
I really like that.
I did too. But it cracked me up when I first read it. And the more I thought of it, I'm like, actually, that's a better word. Well, we, Colleen and Kelly, and I would be Kelly. We will...
Yes, you are.
I am.
There's probably some stuff in your wallet that has your name on it.
I'm thinking. We'll be back next week.
See you next week. Thanks.